Hello, everyone, my name is Laura, and today I'm going to share with you a comprehensive guide on how to maximize the effectiveness of Tadalafil in the treatment of erectile dysfunction. This condition is far more common than many people realize, affecting a significant portion of men at various stages of their lives. It's estimated that around 10% of men under the age of 40 will experience erectile dysfunction at some point, and that number rises sharply to between 30% and 50% for men aged 40 to 70. These statistics highlight just how prevalent this condition is in our society, and it's something that deserves open discussion and practical solutions. Erectile dysfunction, or ED, can have a profound impact on a man's confidence, relationships, and overall quality of life. Fortunately, there are effective treatments available, and one of the most widely used is a class of medications called phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitors, commonly referred to as PDE5 inhibitors. Among these, Tadalafil stands out as a popular and effective option. Tadalafil, along with its counterpart sildenafil, works by acting as a vasodilator, meaning it helps to relax blood vessels and increase blood flow to the penis. This increased blood flow is what facilitates the firmness and rigidity necessary for satisfactory sexual activity. It's a mechanism that has helped millions of men regain their confidence and improve their intimate lives. However, it's not uncommon for men to report that Tadalafil isn't working as well as it once did, or that it seems to have lost its effectiveness entirely. In many cases, this isn't because the medication itself has become less potent, but rather because it's not being used correctly or because certain adjustments need to be made. To optimize its effects over the course of this guide, I'm going to walk you through 5 key tips to ensure you're getting the most out of Tadalafil, particularly when using it on an on-demand basis, meaning you take it only on the day you plan to engage in sexual activity. These tips are designed to help you enhance the medication's effectiveness and address common pitfalls that might be reducing its impact. Let's start with the first tip: always purchase high-quality medication. One of the most frequent questions I hear is whether generic and brand-name versions of Tadalafil have the same effect. This is an important question, and the answer lies in understanding the variability in quality among different manufacturers. While generic medications can be just as effective as their brand-name counterparts, not all generics are created equal. The key is to source your medication from a trustworthy manufacturer. If you've used a particular generic brand before and found it to be effective, that's a good sign that you can continue using it with confidence. However, when it comes to medications like Tadalafil, where the results are so immediate and noticeable, quality is paramount. You want to be certain that the active ingredient is present in the correct dosage, and that the medication has been manufactured to high standards. For example, many urologists recommend brand-name versions of Tadalafil, such as Cialis or trusted generics like those produced by well-known manufacturers. These recommendations often come from years of clinical experience and an understanding of which products consistently deliver reliable results. It's worth noting that these professionals typically have no financial ties to the pharmaceutical industry. Their suggestions are based purely on what they've seen work for their patients. Tadalafil is available in 2 primary dosage strengths, 5 mg and 20 mg. The 20 mg dose is designed specifically for on-demand use, meaning you take it on the day you anticipate sexual activity. This higher dose is more potent and can remain active in your bloodstream for up to 36 hours, depending on factors like the quality of the medication and how well your body absorbs it. This extended duration is one of the reasons Tadalafil is often preferred over other PDE5 inhibitors, as it offers a longer window of opportunity for spontaneity. The second tip is to take Tadalafil on an empty stomach. This might seem like a minor detail, but it can make a significant difference in how well the medication works for you. Many men associate taking Tadalafil with a night out, which might involve a heavy meal or alcohol consumption. While it's understandable to want to set the mood with a romantic dinner or a glass of wine, both high-fat meals and alcohol can interfere with the absorption of Tadalafil. In your gastrointestinal tract, fatty foods in particular can slow down the rate at which the medication is absorbed, leading to a delayed onset of action or a reduced overall effect. Alcohol, on the other hand, can not only impair absorption but also exacerbate erectile dysfunction by affecting the nervous system and blood flow. If you've noticed that Tadalafil isn't working as well as it used to, take a moment to reflect on how you're taking it. Are you consuming it alongside a large, high-fat meal, such as a steak dinner with creamy sauces? Or perhaps you're having a few drinks before taking the medication. If so, try switching to taking Tadalafil on an empty stomach, ideally a couple of hours after your last meal. This allows the medication to be absorbed more efficiently into your bloodstream, maximizing its vasodilatory effects. By making this simple adjustment, you may notice a significant improvement in the medication's performance, restoring its ability to help you achieve and maintain a firm erection. The third tip is to ensure you're engaging in adequate sexual stimulation after taking Tadalafil. This is a critical point that's often overlooked. Tadalafil is not a magic pill that automatically produces an erection the moment you take it. Instead, it works by enhancing the body's natural response to sexual stimulation. In other words, the medication sets a stage, but you still need to take an active role in triggering the erection cascade. Sexual stimulation begins in the brain, which sends signals through the nervous system to initiate the physiological processes that lead to an erection. Without this neurological trigger, the medication's effects won't be fully realized. Many men make the mistake of taking Tadalafil and then waiting passively for something to happen. They might take the pill and then sit down to read a book, watch a soccer game, or even go to sleep expecting the medication to do all the work. This approach simply doesn't work. To get the most out of Tadalafil, you need to actively seek out sensory stimulation that excites you. This could involve physical touch, visual cues, scents, or anything else that you find arousing. The key is to engage your senses and create an environment that fosters arousal. By combining Tadalafil with intentional sexual stimulation, you'll activate the full potential of the medication, allowing it to work as intended and produce the desired results. The fourth tip is to ensure you're using the correct dose of Tadalafil. As I mentioned earlier, Tadalafil comes into main dosage strengths, 5 mg and 20 mg. The 5 mg dose is typically prescribed for daily use, regardless of whether sexual activity is planned. This lower dose is designed for men who want to maintain a consistent level of the medication in their system, which can be particularly helpful for those who experience frequent or spontaneous sexual activity. However, for on-demand use, the 20 mg dose is the one you want. This higher dose is specifically formulated to provide a more potent effect when taken before sexual activity, offering the maximum vasodilatory impact needed for a strong erection. It's surprising how often men mistakenly believe that the 5 mg dose will produce the same results as a 20 mg dose. While the lower dose can be effective for daily maintenance, it's not optimized for the immediate, robust effect needed for on-demand use. If you're using Tadalafil only when you anticipate sexual activity, make sure you're taking the 20 mg dose unless your doctor has advised otherwise. Additionally, it's worth comparing Tadalafil to sildenafil, another popular PDE5 inhibitor commonly known as Viagra. Sildenafil is available in 25 mg, 50 mg, and 100 mg doses, and the right dose for you will depend on your individual needs and response to the medication. Working closely with your healthcare provider to find the optimal dose is crucial, as this ensures you're getting the maximum benefit without unnecessary side effects. The fifth and final tip is to pay attention to the timing of when you take Tadalafil in relation to your planned sexual activity. Many men are accustomed to taking the medication 30 to 60 minutes before they expect to engage in sexual activity, which is generally a good starting point. However, to truly maximize the medication's effectiveness, you might want to experiment with taking it a bit earlier, ideally 1 to 2 hours before sexual activity. Tadalafil is unique among PDE5 inhibitors because of its long duration of action, which can last up to 36 hours in the bloodstream. This extended window makes it an excellent choice for those who value flexibility and spontaneity in their intimate lives. That said, the peak effect of Tadalafil typically occurs within the first 10 hours after taking it. During this time, the medication is at its most potent, providing the strongest vasodilatory effects. After this initial period, the medication is gradually cleared from the bloodstream, which may result in a slightly diminished effect. To take full advantage of Tadalafil's peak performance, aim to engage in sexual activity within this 10-hour window, ideally closer to the 2-hour mark after taking the dose. By timing your dose strategically, you can ensure that the medication is working at its maximum capacity when you need it most, leading to better outcomes and a more satisfying experience. Before we wrap up, there's one more thing I want to share. If you've followed all of these tips using high-quality medication, taking it on an empty stomach, ensuring sexual stimulation, using the correct dose, and timing it properly, and you still feel like Tadalafil isn't delivering the results you're hoping for, don't lose hope. There's an intriguing alternative that's been gaining attention from specialists around the world. A simple, 7-second ritual that can be done at home. This natural approach has been helping thousands of men restore their potency, confidence, and desire without relying solely on medications. It's a fascinating option that complements the use of Tadalafil and may provide that extra boost. you're looking for if you're curious to learn more about this ritual. You can find additional information through resources like QR codes or links provided in related content. These resources are often time sensitive, so it's worth exploring them sooner rather than later. The beauty of this approach is that it's entirely natural and can be integrated into your routine without the need for additional prescriptions or complex interventions. It's a reminder that while medications like Tadalafil are incredibly effective, they're just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to addressing erectile dysfunction and improving overall sexual health. In closing, I hope these 5 tips have given you a clearer understanding of how to get the most out of Tadalafil. Erectile dysfunction is a common challenge, but with the right approach, it's entirely manageable. By choosing high-quality medication, taking it on an empty stomach, engaging in sexual stimulation, using the correct dose, and timing your dose strategically, you can significantly enhance the effectiveness of Tadalafil and enjoy a more fulfilling, intimate life. If you found this information helpful, I encourage you to share it with others who might benefit from it. Knowledge is power, and by spreading the word, you can help others take control of their health and well-being. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important topic, and I wish you all the best on your journey to better sexual health.